All right, welcome everybody to this week's showing of the Hometown Heroes class here at Lanes Raceway for the Four Crowns. We're dwindling into the last few of these races here. We got a full track here. Randy Kirtley on red, Gunnar Vinder on white, Glenn Burden on green, Sean McCutcheon on orange, Jay Latham on blue, James McCutcheon on yellow, Guillermo Sire on purple, and Gabriel Kirtley on black. Everybody has already been teched in, got their stamps on their chassis, stamps on their motors. 2 minute interval in between these heats. 3 strikes, you're out just as usual for the Four Crowns action. Start seeing our racers line up here. Get ready to start this second race of 4 for the evening. After this race course, we'll have a back-to-back header on the blue track for the Fairview IT Cup Series and the 72 pitch L&P class here at Lanes Raceway. Hopefully the sound's coming through good yet again on the microphone, as it did time out again, so we'll see. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We're missing one. There's Sean. All right, racers, watch your lights. Here we go, folks. And last week we had a pretty eventful circle track race here, as it was very smooth. And we love when the races are smooth here for sure at Lanes Raceway. As we get our first incident here, it looks to be Jay Latham. We're going to take a strike there on blue. He was the leader. Now he's going to fall back a smidge. We are currently live streaming YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you like slot car racing, like, share, and subscribe. As we're already into another incident there right before the crook of the track. Three cars involved. John says, rock and roll sounds perfect. And didn't get to see it earlier, but he says, I'm excited to meet everyone. John, we're all excited to see you too. Some of the guys very excited to see you. Myself included. White, orange, and black receiving strikes. It's almost like these guys have got these cars prepped real smooth, as they're all running very, very tight and close to their lines here. Now coming into our new year, wow, a huge wreck as we see a car getting knocked completely off the crook of the track there. Right at the drag strip even. John says, sounds perfect. Excellent. But I am going to get another one of these headsets. That way, if we do have a special speaker or commentator here, we can both communicate with one another and have a little back and forth banter. I was telling Gabe, I said I would love at Lanes Raceway to have enough headsets set up for people down in the nitty gritty of the track. It would be like the flow media of slot car racing. Black, purple, and a green taking strikes. That's black second. Green's first. Four red lights are going to drop out to green. We'll be back racing. Guillermo Sire now currently out in the lead there on purple lane. You can see him down there just one above black. He's got a fast car there for sure. 2.002 best lap. That's currently the fastest lap time. So he's coming up into some lap traffic here. Jay Latham in second position. Oh, as we see Guillermo kind of get a little crooked there coming out of Dead Man's Corner and sliding to the crook of the track. See a strike there on white and purple. That's white second, purple second too. So purple, black, and white, all three on the wire. One more strike and they'll be setting out, and it's a minute and 13 seconds left to go. That would be detrimental, to say the very least. So Guillermo definitely needs to take a look at that green controller he's got in his hand and pipe that baby down a smidge. Nice tight packed racing there. We went four wide there through Dead Man's Corner. Everybody made it out nice and safe. Blue and orange there side by side. That's Jay and Sean. Neither one of them lifting, but they were okay. Made it out all right. Green and white there, pretty close together. Glenn and Gunner. As we get a car flying completely off the track here, we hear James yell track. Got to hit that button, James. James, a member here at Lanes Raceway. He's been going through some stuff here the past few weeks, so I hadn't seen him. But thank God he is on the other side of things doing well. Four red lights are dropping out to green. Here we go. Guillermo Sire, he is definitely running good. 2.001. If we was running a breakout class, he would be smoking right now. Side by side there with James as he makes the nice clean pass. A little bit of a little tussle in the jungle there. Gunner spins one out. And he gets caught up behind him, gives him a little bit of a love tap, sends him, and he stays safe. See Brian Venter bringing the what's left of that car on red lane to get a strike. That was Randy Cotton Candy going side by side with old Gunner. 10 seconds left to go in the heat. Guillermo Sires hanging on to the lead. Jay Latham right there behind him. Both of their medians, 210. Oh, and a hard slam up against the wall as we see Gabriel Cartley driver deep and long. Glenn needs to be pushed on through. Gabriel Cartley going to take a look here quickly at his car, checking all his connections. Uh-oh. What's going on here? I don't know what is going on here with these racers. Red flag rotation. Gabriel decided he just wasn't going to put his car back on, I guess. Interesting, to say the least. Heading over to the track, mate. Guillermo Sire in the lead, 57 laps, 56 for Jay. Really close racing between those two. 53 for Gabriel, 52 for James, 52 for Sean, 50 for Gunner, 50 for Glenn, and 48 for Randy. Randy just can't seem to buy a bucket here lately on the oval. He's having some rough issues making his car fast. He's really not been fast all season long on the oval. Everything else he's done quite well on in the other three tracks. Nonetheless, we're heading into round robin 2 of 8 here coming up. A beautiful day here in Livermore, Kentucky. Pretty brisk, quite cold, but a nice bright day. You love to see a nice bright day, especially during the wintertime. The other night, I think it was Friday night, we had a little bit of a rainstorm come through, and we were getting ready to leave, and it was probably around 11 o'clock. And walked outside, and it was raining. I was like, man, I had to come back in here and lay some plastic down. We still got leaks in the building and everything, so I ended up got home around 12:11 or so. Ended up eating around 12:30, 12:40. I finally got to bed about 1 o'clock. So those kind of nights like that are really tough on me. Brutal. Wake up in the morning, barely can get out of bed. But that is slot car racing around here for sure, because we don't get started till the evening time. And we're from here from 5 till, like I said, 11 or so. Well, we open at 5. We usually get here about 2 o'clock, but nonetheless, got to get everything turned on and all that. Now, on Sundays, I'm here around 11, 11:30, and we stay, of course, till right at 10 or so at the end of the night by the time we get everybody cashed out. But it's worth it hanging out with these guys. I do enjoy hanging out with the guys. I think they enjoy us too. They come every week. Glenn, he's here every day. Last week during the drag race on Thursday, uh, he wasn't here, and he said he was going to be here. He's here almost every day. So I was like, I told T, I said something happened because for the past 3 years, Glenn Burden has been in this building just as much as me. So I said, man, I hope it ain't nothing serious. Come to find out, he had some migraines. So that's a blessing that it was just migraines. 4 red lights are dropping out to green. Going to be going racing. Guillermo Sire currently in the lead. Jay Latham right there on his hips, though. So we see 58, 57. Gabriel Kirtley wanting to get in the action there. Guillermo down on black. He's going to be able to turn some really fast laps here. So we see a 2.0. Oh, now 1.970. He's really making the numbers. He's trying to get on the inside of Jay Latham. Jay Latham lets him go without any kind of trouble there. Jay ain't giving it up. Jay's right there on him. Jay seems to be losing just a little bit of speed after the crook of the track there for some reason or another. Could be a lean on the car or something, maybe a braid issue on his car. Nonetheless, he's only losing about a third of a car each lap, which ain't bad, being he's just one lane up on Guillermo. And his best lap time of 2.016. He's down by about 300ths of a second from Guillermo's fastest time, but their medians are very close, within 400ths of a second. As we get a yellow flag, we see Gunnar Vinder's car go to the high outside there on Dead Man's Corner. Gunnar Vinder there on red lane, going to take a strike. And we see Gabriel Kirtley here. Looks like he's getting his car hooked in, so he'll be coming in here. Or unhooking, it looks like. Maybe having issues with the car. So I don't know what's going on with his car here, but he's telling everybody to go on and go ahead. So he's pulling from the race. This will hurt his chances at being king of Lanes Raceway if he doesn't hurry up and get that thing put back in and get some laps put in there. Of course, I think he's missed 2 weekends in the 4 Crowns. Of course, if you want to be king, you got to make every weekend because every lap counts. And every opportunity you have to make laps, you need to make them, even if your car is not perfect, for sure. Let's get a flag on the play here. 26 seconds left to go. This will be our second strike. And it's going to be Gunnar Vinder again taking a strike. His second. So he's definitely going to have to roll her down a little bit, chill her out just a little bit. It's got a quarter of the heat left to go. Nice pass down low by Guillermo on black. Jay Latham, like I said, not letting up a single lap to Guillermo. His car just a little bit slower than Guillermo's, but things can be made right just simply by keeping your car on. And a red flag rotation. Gonna head over here to the strike board, clear those out. The only 2 strikes given. Take a look at the track mate here. Guillermo Sire out in the lead, 117 total laps, 115 for Jay Latham, just 2 laps down. Jay Latham turned impressive purple lane there at 59 total laps. 105 or 104, excuse me, man, I'm tongue-tied here, for Sean McCutcheon. Jay McCutcheon there, 103, tied up with Glenn Burden. 101 for Gunnar Vinder, 100 for Randy, and Gabriel Kirtley, 81. Heading back over here to the Oval. Thanks to our sponsors, Fairview IT Management out of Bowling Green and Owensboro, Kentucky. Give them a call for all of your computer needs. And then also Subway of Livermore right next door to us here. Give them a call for all your sub sandwich needs. We'll be back with you guys here in 2 minutes. What happened to your car, dude? It is that body. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's doing. That air is going on both the top and the bottom like an airplane wing. It's fighting itself. It's 2 minutes right now. It's in options. No, it's under options. Have him do it. He's quick. I don't know what it's under, but it's under options. I know that. I can't see it from here because I'm on this. It's not coast time. Coast time is when the track gets shut off. All right, folks. 5 seconds before we go back green racing. Guillermo Sires still hanging on that lead. Jay Latham still fighting with everything he can with the Rum Runner blue and orange car. And we are in round robin 3 of 8. They're setting up the blue track right now. Gabriel Kirtley retiring his car as he's got some body issues and it's causing chatter on the tires and everything. He just can't be as fast as he would like. So he doesn't want to burn the motor up. Therefore, he has opted to pull out of the race and get him a new body and get that fixed up. He's over there right now on the blue track trying to lower by 30 seconds the in-between time for these racers. Got it set on 2 minutes, but nonetheless, I wanted a little bit lower than that. A very smooth race right now. Guillermo Sire there on yellows. We see a little kick out for Glenn Burton on purple, driving her in there just a hair deep. So far, we might see half of the heat ran without a car coming off. Oh, it was so close. And we see Jay Latham coming off. We did make it half a heat without a car coming off. Jay Latham was the first to take a strike here. Like I said, these guys have got these cars definitely hooking up good because we're seeing hardly any incidents. Almost don't even need the three-strike system anymore on the oval as the guys have finally got warmed up to the oval. Looks like we got another car coming off here on green lane, so we'll give a strike there to green. Four red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. Ooh, hard hits. Two cars involved. One of them brake checking up there on what looks to be green lane there to keep from getting in an incident. Red lane and white lane taking strikes. And white lane dead to the world for James McCutcheon. Might have an issue there with his braid. Could be an issue with a wire. Could be an issue with a lot of things. Could be motor leaning out on one side there. We see it all the time. Sometimes these cars Once the brushes get so low, they need a little bit of a helping hand to be pushed on through. 30 seconds left to go in the heat. Coming up on the high outside there, yellow lane to purple. That's Guillermo and Glenn. Guillermo backing off a smidge. Glenn driving that purple lane hard, boys. He's trying to get every lap he can there on purple. Guillermo's able to drive it just a little bit deeper and make it through. Very tight racing between these two. They're on blue lane. Randy Kirtley there side by side with Glenn Burden. Randy, they're currently in fourth position. As we get a lane rotation here, we're going to go ahead, head to the strikes first and clear those out. Then we're going to take a look up here at the track mate. CJ Latham now in the lead, 174 total laps. He has got a scorcher of a car, 59.59 there on purple and black. He's just got bested by 1 lap on black, but he bested Guillermo by 2 laps on purple. And we'll see 174, 174 there. Third place, Glenn Burden, 159. He's wanting to get in on some of the action. Randy Kirtley, 156, tied up with Sean McCutcheon. Gunnar Vinder, 154, 150 for James. And Gabriel Kirtley retired at 81. Heading over to the oval. Take a look at these guys here as they work on their cars. We'll be right back with you. One so you can see the track mate stuff. Yeah, but they're not running it currently. No, they're not. So we have 50 seconds and then 2 minutes or a minute. What sucks is you can't get it perfect because it's like 2 minutes and 5 and all that. Minute and a half on the display, 30 seconds. Okay. That's why I didn't think about that. Reversing it. Right now, and I'm gonna test it. Yeah, that's a good idea. I want to make sure it's 2 minutes, because then I want them all set that way. Yeah, we reverse races over quicker. Yeah, yeah. And we have more time in between for people to eat and stuff. Like everybody else. So if you go race somewhere else, you're already in the mindset of get your stuff done. Because anybody that races here goes and races somewhere else, they're going to have a bad day. Slaggard. They're going to have a bad day. All right, folks, 4 red lights. And Gabriel makes a good point there as he's working on the blue track now. So the way we got it set now, guys, is I got it about 50 seconds on the track mate to view and about 2:05 because it won't let you like do it exactly at 2 minutes for some reason. So that's technically a total of 3 minutes and something. So the way he's done it is he set it for like a minute and 50 seconds in the track mate and then making it 10 seconds or so in the actual time before the track comes back on. So that makes it where it can work. My mind didn't work like that. Hey, I do the best I can do. My mind works good in other things. So he's got that set up. Now we're going to change all the tracks over to that to where it's actually 2 minutes per track. I tried to set it up last week like that, but I wasn't good at it. So let's see. Strike here for red. Hey, that's another good reason, guys. Call Fairview IT Management. Like I said, they speak the language of the computer. Donnie D over here does not. Donnie D is pretty good at just running his old gums on the live stream here for your pleasure and or displeasure, because some people just don't like hearing me, and that's fine. You know, it's that kind of flavor that makes the world great. Some people like you, some people don't. Nature of the thing. Back to the oval. 8 cars rolling. Jay Latham now out in the lead by a lap. Like I said, he's got a fast car here this week, folks. Jay Latham is really putting it in. Something else that's going really good here at Lanes Raceway, the consignment here at Lanes Raceway. Several people bringing stuff in. It's going in, it's going out, it's coming in, it's going out. And it's helpful on both sides. So it helps our racers get rid of some of the stuff they just don't want to run anymore. They want to run something new. And it gets new people invested because there's a lot more that they can look at, a lot more specialty type cars and stuff like that. So it gets that in, gets it out, and then Lanes Raceway also being able to benefit a little bit for that consignment, being able to help pay some bills around here. So if you're a track, I highly recommend doing a consignment. It works out good, and I believe the respect is mutual between both racer and track, and it works, because the track's spending all their resources and time to advertise for these guys and get their stuff sold online or wherever. And then when it does get sold, it gets sold quicker because of that. And then, of course, just like anywhere else, you pay for that service, right? So it works out both ways, and there's no shady business that has to take place. Nobody trying to sell something behind somebody else's back or anything like that. It just works out good. So I highly recommend it if you are a track and you're looking to try to stop some of the sales if you allow that kind of thing in your shop to take place. This doesn't completely stop it, but you know what? Here's the thing. Both people get a benefit from it. You're not out anything for their car. You don't have to go purchase a car or put that kind of investment up. Your investment is more situated around getting these people's cars sold, getting those pictures updated, making their stuff look the best as possible to get it sold. And, there's something to be said in life just being a service to other people. And like I said, I really do believe people appreciate it here at Lanes Raceway. T takes a lot of time making out the really bright pictures and stuff for the cars. One second, folks. I got a customer I got to talk to. All right, folks, I'm back. So the way it's going to be set is 140 for the display for the TrackMate, and then 20 seconds before it comes back on. So right now you're seeing 2 minutes and 5 seconds here. Uh, that will be lowered to 20 seconds, but we'll have uh, a minute and 40 seconds on display to be able to go over the TrackMate and all that. Oh, looks like Gabriel's doing it right now on here. So you see him there changing it. It's cool that he did it by 5 second intervals. That's cool. So 120 there for the delay, and then 40 seconds, maybe. Oh, what's going on there? Why that's happening? Oh, because of the 5 second ticker there. He needs to pause it first. Well, these guys are going to be in for a rude awakening. They got 28 seconds before this baby goes green. So Gabriel's dropped a bomb on them. They go, they go. What? When you change that, they go, what? When it said 20 seconds left to go. They're there, though. They all made it. So now everything's set there. It is 2 minutes dead up, folks. So Fairview IT coming in clutch, making things happen here at Lanes Raceway. I don't know what's going on there. Brian's trying to slap something as we get a car coming off here. And that's going to be a strike there on blue lane. That's another good thing too. Is it's an extra minute and like a few seconds that helps the track move along, so the guys have more time to go over to Subway and get them a Subway sandwich. That's how I see it. You're looking at 10 minutes there, right at it, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. That's enough time to go over to Subway, get you a sandwich, come back over here, and at least take a couple bites out of it. If we do that with all of our races, that's like 40 minutes. That's enough to sit down, have a nice meal, eating Subway here at Lanes Raceway. So we just made it to where these guys can eat Subway. That's what you want to see. Lanes Raceway, just trying to make guys happy. That's what we do. 1 minute and 16 seconds left to go in the heat. Only one strike so far, but now we're going to see another strike there on blue and one on orange. Got a little wild with my strike on that one. 4 red lights dropping out to green. If you've definitely made it this far, you like stock car racing. So once you hit that like button, subscribe, and come on in here and comment with us. Hard to race on an empty stomach. You got that right, John. And I just ran the numbers. Gabriel just literally bought these guys 40 minutes of spare time now for them to get that Subway sandwich. So special thanks to Fairview IT Management's CEO, Gabriel Kirtley, for buying those guys an extra 40 minutes Subway sandwich time, or work on their car time if in all they are not trying to eat. Man, that was a lucky little jaunt there going through Dead Man's Corner. Two cars whizzing by Gunner, but neither one of them hitting his car. So he got lucky there. He didn't get T-boned. Purple going to receive a strike there. Jay Latham still hanging on to that lead. He's actually making some more progress forward with his car. He's been fast this whole series long in the old Rum Runner blue and orange ride. And he was strong last year during the Four Crowns on the oval races too. Him and Gabriel were battling it out last year, if you recall. Their rivalry stints deep from when they were children, even unto this day. Gabriel actually pulling this car. He says it was because of his body, but it could have just been because he's like, I can't touch Jay, so I got to pull it out. That's the end of the heat. So we're going to go ahead and clear these strikes up here. We're going to head on over to the track mate, get a little peek at this action. Like I said, we got a minute and 40 seconds of this action. Jay Latham in the lead, 289, 57.8 on average, 282 for Guillermo there in second, 56.4 on average. Randy Kirtley now in third position, 271, 54.2 on average. 270 Glenn, 269 Gunner, Sean 265, 248 for James McCutcheon, and Gabriel retired at 81. Looking at Jay Latham here, just some comparisons between him and Guillermo. He's gaining about 3 or 4 laps, 2 or 3 laps on Guillermo down low, kind of equalizing out, it looks like, up towards the upper portions of the track. But we're still got quite a few heats left to go to see how this thing can turn around. Jay's car may lose a little bit of strength up high, where Guillermo's making 53 on white lane. Guillermo currently has the most turned next to Sean McCutcheon there with 52 on white. So 53 is the benchmark for the high lane of white. We'll see how well Jay's car goes next heat. Oh, gotta sit up in this chair. Back's getting a little crampy. That's something I noticed too. 35 years old is when I really started noticing it. Charlie horses are unreal mid-30s. And they only get worse, folks. I try to eat bananas. I try to eat, I guess they say potassium and all that stuff, but you know, when you get older, it's like your body just don't hang on to stuff like it used to when you was a kid. When you was a kid, man, you can eat a bologna sandwich and go all day. Four red lights are dropping out to green. Here we go, folks. We can already see how much quicker it is in between these lane changes here. Not a whole lot of lollygagging time. Gabriel says, hey, that's how it is in the big racing. So we're trying to get that going on here too. So no lollygagging. You guys in internet land too love to see racing too. So the quicker we're back to racing, the more excited you guys are about that too. So it works on a lot more than just one or so fronts. Also makes our racers a little bit more tougher, more resilient. They have to learn how to get their cars fixed quick. Like I said, Guillermo Sire making those side of the track chassis caddies. That always helps too, you know. And Guillermo makes some really good caddies. I ought to bring one over here real quick, show you guys. Or, well, I don't know. We might be sold out. I think we might have sold them all. Anywho, well, had 10 today. They are all gone now. Red and black going to get strikes here. That's black's second strike. So they're going to have to dial her down a notch. Jay Latham about to turn 300 laps there. A minute and 39 seconds left to go. And Jay Latham's car is humming, folks. And at this rate, we may see Jay Latham yet again be king of Lanes Raceway. He hasn't missed, and he's putting up laps, folks. I mean, you miss one weekend, you think about it, that's 4 races where you're turning 3 to 600 laps. Uh, I mean, it's a lot of laps for missing one weekend. So we may see Jay Latham's big old body up on the Lanes Raceway's wall again for a solid year. We continue this on down this lane. Orange, white, and blue. Blue take a strike. Orange and white. Guillermo's definitely like, man, I wish he would do another one of those. 7 laps is the difference between these two. Like I said, Jay Latham's car definitely humming. Let's get another yellow flag here. Looks like Jay's safe on that one. That's going to be Gunnar Vinder's third. Yellow, purple. Taking strikes. They're first. Sound like somebody's trying to come in our back door over here. I will say it's getting a little bit brisk now that the sun's going in down here at Lanes Raceway. I can feel the cold air coming from underneath that door. It's freezing my tootsies. 30 seconds left in the heat, though. 2/3 of the way through this race. We got this one and 2 more. And Jay Latham's hanging in there, turning 43. Respectful laps there. Sean and Glenn tied it up. Oh, it was a hard hit to the outside. We'll see James hitting the button there. James going to receive a strike. Blue lane, that'll be his second. 14 seconds left to go. No, 2. I'll let you know if somebody hits 3. You'll know. Somebody hit the button? Okay. So Guillermo's hit the button. We got a red flag condition here, folks. I couldn't hear it. So I have a minute and 20 seconds to try to fix whatever's ailing his car. Let's see if I can get some camera views here, possibly. Click on this dude right here. I might have deleted them all. I might be able to get one here. There's a view there. What's that? It's unavailable. Nice. I was hearing some people outside. There's my truck, my red truck. All right, they're back going racing. Let's head back over there. And 1 second left to go. And that's a heat over. Jay Latham's still going to hang it out there. He's still in the lead, holding it down. Going to clear these strikes. Take a look here at the track mate. Jay Latham in the lead. 341, 332 for Guillermo, 327 for Randy, 322 for Sean McCutcheon, 321 for Glenn, 305 for Gunner, 299 for James McCutcheon, and Gabriel Kirtley 81. Come back over here. Cut off some of these cameras. That's just unwanted, what do you call it? Bandwidth. It's amazing how loud that thing out there can pick up sound. Wow. The old F-150 of mine. I need to get that cut off there. There we go. Heading back over to the oval. Let you watch these guys work. We'll be right back with you. All right, 5 seconds before we go back racing. I'll tell you what, it is a big difference between that extra minute and not having that extra minute. Like I said, guys, special thanks to our sponsors, Fairview IT Management and Subway of Livermore. We just gave you 40 extra minutes to eat your Subway sandwich. Going back green racing here. If you made it this far, like, share, and subscribe YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Don't forget to share it to your friends, family, and enemies. Jay Latham hanging in there by 9 laps. This heat and one more. That's all he's got left to do. If he could keep that very, very tight and close, we see him up there on the red lane right below him there. Randy Kirtley on orange as they're side by side. That's how fast that Jay's car is. He's staying side by side with lesser lanes here. We see Brian Vender taking over Gunnar Vender's car here. Looks like Gunnar maybe went and got him a Subway sandwich. Who knows? See Sean McCutcheon there going to place the car on the track. Gunner's back in the building. I don't know what he's doing currently here. Strike there on yellow, though. Can take one strike. Take a peeky here at the old oval. I think he went to go order him a Subway sandwich. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. Like I said, Jay Latham turning really impressive numbers to be up so high there. His median's only about a tenth of a second less than Guillermo. So, you know, in retrospect there, 10th, he's going to have to do that 20 or 30 seconds worth just to get one lap on Jay. Now Jay's going to be coming down there on green lane next. We'll do a little bit of comparison between Jay and Guillermo after this heat, as they're going to be very, very close to each other in the final heat here with 45 seconds left to go. Jay is holding it down, folks. Folks, we get a car coming off. Jay's going to narrowly miss it. Looks like we got two cars coming off here. James and Sean. As we see Sean hitting the track button there. Four red lights are going to drop out to green. Gabriel Kirtley already on the big blue, doing a little bit of practice session here. After this race here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we'll be opening up the drag strip, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't think we have enough racers to run the rookie race here today. 9 seconds left to go, and it looks like Guillermo was able to get 2 laps up on Jay. It's going to boil down to the wire. Jay's definitely going to have to keep his car on. That's going to be a heat over there, folks, as we head over to the strikes and clear it out. Let's do a little bit of comparison here on a track mate between Jay and Guillermo. So Jay turning one more lap than Guillermo on red and losing a lap to Guillermo on white. So that kind of nulls that out. Tied up there on orange lane at 55 total laps. And we see that Jay was gaining 3 laps there on yellow, gaining 2 laps on purple, and losing a lap there on black. So it's going to boil down to the blue lane, how many more that Guillermo can get, and the green lane if Jay can tie it up. If so, we're going to see Jay Latham possibly bring this home. Jay Latham 392, 386 for Guillermo. Sean McCutcheon 381 for your top 3. Going to leave you over here at the Oval, let you watch these guys work, and we'll be right back with you here very shortly, actually. No brake. Probably got to blow a brake pod. We're run. Randy Kirtley there in the middle of talking about stuff. Forgot to run his race. Make sure my headset's working. All right, we're good. This is the final heat here, a minute and 43 seconds. So we get two cars coming off. No, 3, because one of them's a rider there by the crook of the track. We'll see some strikes here. Red, orange, and black. Coming up next, Fairview IT Management Cup Series on the blue, followed by 72 pitch L&P on the blue track. Yellow flag. We're going to see Gunnar Vender take a strike there. It'll be his second. Brian was talking to me. He said he had some issue there with the controller, possible brake pod blown. We're going to check it after the race. Not much you can do in the middle of a race. Nice smooth transitions here. Jay Latham's hanging on to it. At this rate, there is nothing that Guillermo can do but just watch his chances of first place sweep on by. Sean McCutcheon there making moves as he's ahead of Randy Kirtley here by a lap or so. They're in third position. Car coming off and riding on red. Glenn Burton's going to roll around there. We're going to see a strike here. And that's going to be on blue lane. Guillermo Sire currently second position. He definitely does not like seeing that, as that was a 3/4 lap shot out. 30 seconds left to go. Jay Latham currently in the lead, 2:34. He's up by 4 laps. Guillermo only able to grab one of those laps right now. With 20 seconds left to go, we're looking at probably our first, second, and third here. And we're going to see a checkered flag here. Jay Latham's going to bring it home, but let's clear out these strikes first. Then take a look here at the track mate. Jay Latham, 447 laps. Where did he win it at? Well, he got a lap there on red lane, lost one on white, so we nullify the top 2 lanes there, but he was able to inch out an extra lap there on green, and that was pretty much the nullifier there. And of course, you would say, well, he did lose one on blue, so those 2 lanes are quite often equal. 55 tying it up. Then he got 60 laps, which is 3 laps there on yellow more than Guillermo, and ended up getting a couple laps more there on purple than Guillermo. He ended up losing a lap there on black, but that just wasn't enough, as we're looking at a 0.5 difference on average per lap heat difference between Jay and Guillermo, and that's what made up those 4 laps needed. Jay Latham ends up bringing it home. 447 total laps. Not the most we've seen, but pretty close. 443 there for Guillermo. 435 for Sean McCutcheon. 431 for Randy Kirtley. 416 for Glenn Burton. 414 for Gunnar Vender. 410 James McCutcheon. And 81 for Gabriel Kirtley. Guys, thank you for tuning in to the Hometown Heroes race here on the oval track. One of our fan favorites, I guess, are, well, at least our racer favorites, as it's pretty easy to drive. The cars stay pretty calm, and the guys have a good time racing their Hometown Heroes. That's what the class is. Hometown Hero modified class here. Coming up next, though, we got the Fairview IT Management Cup Series on the blue track, followed by the 72-pitch LMP class here on our World's track, built by Giannis Nopkins. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for tuning in for this race. Special thanks to our sponsors, Fairview IT Management out of Owensboro and Bowling Green, Kentucky, for all your computer needs, and Subway of Livermore. Give them a call, get you a sub sandwich ordered, or come in here and get 10% off by taking your seat next door. The Subway is next door to Lanes Raceway. If you're planning on making a trip, we have sub sandwiches for you to eat while you're here. God bless you guys. I'll see you here on the next one coming up, Fairview IT Management's Cup Series. Hope to see you then. God bless you.